Hey, what's going on, y'all? Video right now. I want to talk about yazh, son. All right. Just recently, there's a little there's a little saying that ended up popping up, and are you just a Sonny boy? You know, talking about being the way that we're raised, you know, us being native, or just I'm gonna say native because that's where the term comes from, you know. It's just a Sonny boy, you know. Hi, Josh. Someone say it. They like to say, hi, Josh. So basically, being raised, what's the term? Being a baby growing up, you know. There was a study that ended up saying if you're born after the 70s, there's more than likely if you're born after the 70s, the young children, males, were taught to be, they were more baby, they were more like nurtured, I guess you would say. And the females, they were taught more of, hey, you gotta be hard, life's hard, you gotta, endure it, say, not only you gotta be a woman, you gotta be so you got home chores that you're supposed to be taking care of, and then you gotta also be the best that you can be to make what make something out of yourself, go climb that education ladder, go become a career woman, stuff like that. And then on the other side, the guys were just like, oh, hey, gosh, just for those of y'all who don't know, y'all is just like my little baby, it's just an inhabitable word. Anyway, son, don't do that, son. Are you okay? Are you feeling better? So just a very nurtured atmosphere, I guess, you would say. And so personally, part of this whole thing where I want to get talking about and everything, personally, I didn't know. I feel like I wasn't raised that way. I felt like my mom was she was harder than a man. That's what I thought, she was vicious. But then that's my perspective. My sister's perspective on the other side, she's like, oh man, you got, especially me. She's like, you were a baby, man. You were the biggest baby of them all. And some of my other brothers probably say the same thing to me, So, but in my perspective, I'm like, no, man, she was a vicious lady. She was a vicious woman. And I'm pretty sure her siblings would say the same thing, But I had an uncle one time, he's like, I can't drink with you. Back in the day when I was drinking, he's like, I can't drink with you. I said, why not? No, if you're going to be drinking that, you got to go somewhere else. I can't be drinking with you. I can't be drinking around you. I said, why not? Because your mom, that's why. I'm afraid of your mom. She's a vicious lady, So that was pretty awesome that I had respect for my mom like that, respect for me like that, I guess at the time I didn't quite understand it or realize it, but nevertheless, it was pretty awesome that it was like that, But so I'm kind of like at a teeter-totter part of it, all right. So that's part of where this whole video's purpose is, which is I was told to go work outside, I was told all the time, hey, you gotta go chop wood and same time, you know, I was stuck inside playing my video games. The way it felt like to me is like whenever something needed to be done, hey, they called my name and I was taught, hey, you go and do it. You know, don't ask no questions, don't talk back. You're supposed to go and do it. So that's what I did, you know. And being native, you know, coming from like a family with NAC and stuff like that, there's a whole lot of work that goes into it. You know, before the meeting starts, you know, setting up the TV ground, taking care of it, you know, watering the ground and stuff like that. Because from the desert, it's a whole lot of dirt. You know, don't want to have that stuff flying all over the place. You know, try to harden up the ground like that, and you know, preparing the oak wood. You know, shaving off all of that bark and stuff like that. Basically, just being from a rural area, not being from the city, you know, there's a whole lot of stuff that goes on, you know. Then my grandparents, I used to be over here bringing in water for them. There was no running water where I was from, you know, where my grandparents were at, and they didn't have no electricity like that. And so firewood, they were up in age, you know, so I'd go by and restack their wood, go chop their firewood for them, bring in water for them. Just basically working and stuff like that, right? And why do I gotta do it? It was always in my mind. Why is it always me? Oh my God, why? But that was always on my mind. It wasn't until way later that I finally understood, like, hey, all of that was actually helpful, and it actually became helped me to become the man that I am, you know. And however, Sonny boys, get back on Sonny boys, you know. Single mother. My dad, my mom, they split up when I was very young, probably like 4 or 5 years old or something like that. And then eventually my mom ended up remarrying, you know. And her husband, current husband, he's you know, awesome guy. And he's helped me to become who I am also, you know. Part of why I am the way that I am, I guess, you know. But there's plenty of things that he taught me from afar, just by observing him and stuff like that, being the kind of guy that he is, you know, from afar. Because he was the guy that was always at work. Still is the guy that's always at work, you know. And so, like I said, from afar, he ended up teaching me a lot. However, up close and personal, there wasn't enough time, I believe. There wasn't enough time. And it's a little controversial opinion, you know. And part of it was because my mom was a single mother, you know, and this is a very, very kind of iffy thing right now. And it ends up kind of trickling over into just a regular household, which was Sonny boys. My mom had boys, you know. And so I remember talking to my mom about this one time, you know, and it was to where, hey, those are my kids. You don't talk to them that way. You don't be treating them that way, which was probably some kind of disciplinary thing. I'm not too sure, you know, or else, you know, even just maybe it was him trying to teach us a certain way, you know. But they had that discussion. They had that argument and stuff like that. And So I feel like that part of it right there, it had a domino effect. You know, that's my Sonny boy. You don't talk to him like that. So then, right there, she cut it off. The up close, personal, man-to-man teachings that he wanted to teach, you know, and then so there goes the part where I feel like I was brought up to be a man that my mom would want in her man, if that makes sense. Alright? And where that all becomes distorted and everything for any young man, you know, I was taught to be that nice guy, you know, that beta male simp provider, as they call it in some of these other videos and stuff like that. That's the way that I was raised, you know. And, you know, I was raised like that. You know, cater to your woman, you know, and all of that. And I got into my high school days. I got into, you know, where I wanted to chase some females and stuff like that. And heck, no woman wants a nice guy, right? No, they want the jerk, the friendly jerk. They want the alpha guy, the one that's gonna speak his mind, the one that's gonna be like, hey, your shit don't stink either, you know. But I was too scared to say, hey, your shit don't stink, you know. I'm over here trying to, oh wow, you're pretty, oh my god, you know, blah blah blah. What does the guy say? You can do whatever you want, you know, whatever you like, blah blah blah. And beta male simp stuff, you know. Just basically taught how to be the guy that my mom would want her man to be like, you know. And I feel like a lot of women, single mothers, or else males that don't have a father figure close by like that. And I feel like that's kind of like the way that they're raised, you know. There's the discipline, the structure, the masculine part of being a man ends up going untaught, because the lack of a male figure in the household. All right. And so, you grow up to be a Sonny boy, you know, you grow up to be yazh, right? That's my baby right there. Don't be talking to my baby like that, you know. And I find that you know, it's probably a common issue with single mothers finding a new man or whatever, you know, a stepdad, you know, finding that person like that, to where the stepdad can't raise those kids like he would you can't really, he's walking on thin ice basically, you know. Can't raise the kids like that, because hey, that's my baby, that's my number one person, that's who comes first in my life. All right, you're just somebody, whatever, you know. That's kind of the message that it portrays right there. All right, you're gonna be gone or whatever, you know. This one over here, my baby's gonna be here, whatever, you know. So later on, as It's gonna come later on in another video, but it's gonna come in another video later on. So just wait on that one, alright? But us men, us boys, you know, I'm gonna say us boys because we're Sonny boys, you know, being raised that way, you know. And how the heck are we supposed to learn this stuff out here, you know? And my current days, you know, and I work around other guys and stuff like that, and I can see and I can like just having these conversations with them, you know, the ones that were raised with their dad, you know, the ones that had their father, two inside of one household, you know. I can see and I can hear the difference, you know, the knowledge that they have, their points of views that they have, you know, and I observe it all, and you know, it's just a admiration on how their mind thinks the way that it does, and I think to myself, you know what, boom, am I about dollars or am I about change, breaking generational curses right there, you know. Stop being that construction guy that's out of the household all the time, you know. Don't let your babies grow up to be Sonny boys, all right? Don't let your babies grow up to be Sonny boys. That's where my mind state is at, you know. So I gotta be there in the household to provide that stability for my sons, you know. I gotta provide that knowledge, that to create that foundation, you know. And currently I go through little obstacles in my mind and stuff like that about, hey, are you doing this stuff right? Is this way of thinking, is that how it's supposed to be, you know? I don't know, because I'm not raised by a man, you know. Like when I say that, I'm like in the household, you know, daily or whatever, you know. Like I said, I have my stepdad who's off to the side over here working all the time, and I can observe that. All right, boom, that's how you're supposed to provide for your family. Okay, you know, I understand that part of it, but what about being the man inside of your house? That's the part where I question and stuff like that, you know, and where I observe these other guys out there with the, you know, like I was talking about, the ones that I have admiration for, the ones that were blessed and blessed with the two-parent household, you know, where they were both under one roof teaching at the same time, you know. So, how the heck do we get out of that phase, that Sonny boy phase, you know? And being a Sonny boy, there's just different things that I think about, you know, that I go through in my mind and stuff like that. And I figured, you know what, if I'm thinking about all of this stuff like this, there's got to be other guys out there thinking about stuff like this too, you know. I can't be the only one. I wasn't the only one that was raised the way that I was raised, you know, without a, you know. So I figured maybe I can share some of the knowledge that I've gained throughout my years, gain some of the knowledge, and maybe that'll help somebody that's starting out, you know. And a lot of this is questions that I ask myself and stuff like that, and just my point of view on things. And so, being the Sonny boy, lack understanding of how to control our emotions, how to react with our emotions. You know, a lot of the times we're reacting, and we end up reacting out of anger instead of absorbing the situation and responding as a stable male. You know, okay, I can get in an argument with my wife, or I'm not gonna say that. It could be a discussion. It could be a discussion that could happen with my wife. But me being a Sonny boy, I turn it into an argument because I don't know how to handle my emotions, and I react with anger. All right, boom, Sonny boy, classic Sonny boy behavior. As opposed to, I got a buddy of mine. He ended up telling me about a thing. You know, he's like, you know what? We had a discussion and everything. She explained her point of view, and I got upset or whatever. You know, and I took a day to calm down and think about it and reflect on it, and then I had came back to her and I responded with, you know what, I apologize, I'm sorry, I didn't take your feelings and your point of view on the whole situation into consideration. You know, he was basically man enough to go up there and apologize like that, you know, and understand what had just happened and actually reflect on it. And he was able to, you know, in this whole storm, he was able to, you know, go find a shelter for a little bit, wait for the storm to pass, and then come back and handle it accordingly, you know. And Sonny boys, we're just gonna go storm off in the rain. We're gonna be in the rain, and we're gonna be all mad over there, or because we're all wet and everything. And you know what? Once our anger is all chilled out, and finally, you know, we're gonna just try to continue on like, hey, nothing really happened or whatever. You know, try to just whatever about it. You know, there's gonna be a lack of an apology. There's going to be a lack of an accountability. You know what? You don't even have to apologize. You could just, you know, revisit this situation and understand that this was your point of view and that was their point of view. You know, so just having that mental awareness, it's a big issue with Sonny boy mentality, you know, and there's a lot of other things that end up going on with it, you know, not being able to treat our women well, running through women, you know, because there was nobody to really model it on a day-to-day with us, you know. There's really nobody there to teach us, you know. And I kind of hesitate on saying that because the mother teaches you how to be the mate that she would like, right? So you're already taught right there, but you're taught how to treat a woman from a woman, and there's pros and cons to it, all right? Why? Because you're taught to be the nice guy, and initially, nice guys finish last. All right, the guy is not there in that household to say, "Hey, be that nice guy." But you know what? Initially, in order to bait him and hook him, you know, you gotta be that playful asshole guy. You know, you gotta be the one that keeps her on her toes. You know. Feed her a little insecurities sometimes, you know. Otherwise, you're just gonna get ran all over. You know, where's all of that? You know, there was no one-on-one like that. You know, then from the side, you know, the uncles that ended up for me that ended up trying to teach me from a man's perspective, it would just be briefly, and a lot of the times it would roll back into catering to a woman and how to treat a woman well and stuff like that, and then the things that a man is supposed to do, those things, it seemed foreign to me, seemed foreign to me because I was being raised by a woman. I was like, nah, they don't do that stuff no more, oh, you don't gotta go work out and stuff like that, what the heck, it was just a little foreign to me, I don't feel like doing that. It was more of that kind of thinking, as opposed to hey, this is what's going to give you some results. This is what's going to give you some results. This is how you're supposed to be thinking as a man, like that. So, Sonny Boys. It's a interesting term that came up, and for me, it's all cringe. It's all I don't fucking like it when they say that. I don't want to hear that stuff. Don't be calling me no Sonny boy. Heck no. I'm on my journey to be a man. That's what I am. So. Are you gonna be a Sonny boy, or do you want to be a man? And it all comes back to how you are emotionally. Can you handle it? A lot of being a man is the emotional part of it, the mental awareness part of it. Are you structured? Are you stable enough? Do you have that foundation, to handle all of these situations? So, the Sonny Boys. Being out of the household. We don't want to be a Sonny boy, alright? So if you're still in the household, understand that, hey, Sonny boys are a mentality, alright? It's a stereotype, alright? And might feel good, you're all at home with your mom, she's calling you Sonny boy son, gosh, get that from your aunts and everything like that, your other moms like that, and makes you feel good, and and anyway, once you get away from all of that, once you get away from the mothers, from the aunties, and once you get away from all of that, once you're out in the world, or you're over here trying to create a family and stuff like that, don't be a Sonny boy, all right? Man up. Nah. Anyway, that's the video. See y'all later. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Dislike it if you want. Post your comments. Let me know what you think. On to the next one.